Black Friday is my favorite sale of every year, and that's because, and this may come as a shock to you, it's because I'm not an idiot. And I know that it's a hype holiday. They've turned it into a holiday. A lot of the holidays are all just about consumerism. So what's going to happen is they're going to bait and switch you when you go to the big box stores. They're going to be like, hey, come and get this really, really cool device. And then when you show up, they'll be like, oh, we're all out, but we got this other really cool device from a brand that's very similar, but maybe you never heard of before, but trust me, it's really, really good. You should grab it. It's so cheap. It was $5,000, but now it's $10. Can you believe you're going to be saving $4,990? And your brain goes, oh my God, I'm saving so much. I can't help but buy this useless thing that I don't need. Don't buy into the hype, don't buy things on impulse, and don't fall for all of the marketing nonsense. So, normally on Black Friday, I'll do a video where I talk about what good deals I'm looking for, what things might go on sale, and what things I think are going to be good deals. That's not what we're going to do this year because I've decided that that's not good for you. I don't want to tell you what to buy. I'll show you some things that I think may be good, and hopefully maybe you can be educated instead of influenced. But I don't want to get you hyped. I don't want to force you to buy stuff that you don't need. I'm going to tell you about the mindset that I try to take on this time of year so that I can make good decisions and be prepared for the crazy deals. But I don't want to be buying anything I don't need. So we'll talk about all that. First thing we're going to do is talk about our sponsor, because Whokeys was nice enough to sponsor this. They've got their own Black Friday sale. And if you're not familiar with Whokeys, you can come over here and get really inexpensive copies of Windows 11. You've got Windows 11 Pro. We've got Windows 10 Pro. We've also got the home versions of both of those. We've also got Office 2021, 2019, and 2016. Now, when you come over here to Whokeys.com, you're buying an OEM key, and you're getting it for way less than the cost of a retail key. We also have a coupon code TS25, which will give you 25% off of all these prices. An OEM key means you're not going to be using Microsoft for your tech support, but we all use our own selves for tech support, right? And it also means that if you change out the hardware, that serial key may or may not work anymore, but you can kind of link it to your account. But the bottom line for me is, even if you change your hardware and that key doesn't work anymore, you'd have to buy this key like 10 or 12 times to equal the price of a retail key from Microsoft, so it's kind of a no-brainer, and this is where I've been getting my keys. I've got 8 or 9 of them now. Putting in coupon code TS25, click apply, and then watch these prices come down. Wonderful. Once you're finished, all you have to do is click on your user account up here, go to your user center, click on My Purchase Orders, just View Keys and Codes, then you can just copy and paste your key, hit Start, type Activate, click on Activation Settings, paste it in there, click on Next, and you will be activated. Head over to Whokeys.com. Be sure to use TS25 when you're checking out. Now on to the rest of the video. So for Black Friday, here's what I do. Before Black Friday starts, I sit down and think about what I need, and I make a list. And I usually do the list as a series of tabs, and then I save those tabs so that I can check back and see. So like what I've done now is I don't need all this stuff. This is just just for like looking around. I do need a power supply. 750 watts. So I'm looking here, I'm looking for power supplies. And what I'll do is I'll keep a list. I'm like, oh, do I need a hard drive? So I'll keep this page open. This hard drive is such a good price that I'll buy it right now. If it's already I'll be like, do I need a CPU? So I'll just have these tabs ready to go. I know what I want. Those are the things I'm looking for. And if they go on sale, I'll get them. If they don't go on sale, then I don't get them. And that's it. That's how you do Black Friday. You prepare in advance, know what you need, know what you want. And this is a good time to make big purchases as well. For instance, if it's time to get a laptop, well, you can go ahead and start previewing some of these deals. But I do like the Lenovo ThinkPad laptops and the Yogas and whatnot. But there's a number of other good laptops out there. If you want to get a Mac or a Linux laptop or whatever, go ahead and look at it now. You'll start seeing that some of these prices are coming down. But a lot of times they'll bump up, and you'll see some deals that are like 60-70% off for these, like 65% off, and you can check all the different specs and be like, okay, is this a good deal for the money right now? Like this one, I love these 1920 by 1200 displays. They're beautiful. 16 by 10 is nice, but if you're looking for big purchases, now's a good time to do it. I also, a couple of years ago, knew that I needed a nice high quality blender because I'm using them all the time for cooking and also just making shakes and stuff. And I didn't want to cheap out. So I went and found like a really expensive blender. And sure enough, on Black Friday, it was like 65% off. So I got this like $600 or $700 blender for like, $280 or something. Still a lot of money, but now's the time to make those big purchases. But don't just go running around on the internet on Black Friday grabbing everything. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to give you some advice on where to buy certain things. So if you want hard drives, I generally go to Amazon and Newegg. You can also go to Adorama or B&H if you want to look at those places and look for deals. So right over here, this is ridiculous. Like, this is a ridiculous deal. This hard drive is, it's a NAS hard drive, but it'll work fine on a regular computer. Just note that the Exos drives are a little bit louder than the Iron Wolf drives. So if that makes it a deal, makes it a deal breaker, you're going to hear it. The Iron Wolf drive over here is a bit more expensive, as you can see, but it is going to have the same 5-year warranty. And there it is. There's the regular price, as you can see. So yeah, Newegg's got a really good deal on this new one. Now, when it comes to CPUs and stuff, I like to look at Aliexpress. This is like the new stuff, but they're already really good price. If you want the really, really good prices, look for a generation or two ago. You're still going to get tons of speed out of these. And of course, Aliexpress is going to have their big sale. I think their big sale is like the 11th to the 17th. I'm doing a video for them. I'm filming this before I film the other one, but yeah. And I like to get CPUs. You can get Intel stuff on here as well. I feel safe getting those on AliExpress because unlike a hard drive, those are really hard to fake. You get them, and if it's the wrong thing, AliExpress has always been really quick to jump in and smite whoever sent it to me and be like, no, you're done, and just refund the money 100%. So with a hard drive, it's a bit more of a mess because you'll buy something you think looks real and don't fall for any of that nonsense. But there is a lot of stuff out there where you're like, oh, that's a real hard drive. For instance, I'm sure they like,
okay, good God.
It's it's PS5 compatible. Look, they've got so many of these things. Look at this. Wait a second. This one says original. This has got to be the real deal right there. Check that action out. Oh yeah. It's missing something. Like, that label is just missing something. What could it be missing? Interesting. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying the hard drives there, even though they do have some good stuff there, but it's just not worth my time to wait and then possibly not have the real thing. The graphics cards I'm okay with.
This shit again.
Graphics cards I'm totally okay with, and I have. Right there, that's the one I got. Yep, there it is. Hi, how you doing? And this one is ridiculous. I got mine for like $50. So watch this. It'll go on sale. It's ridiculous for the money. But again, I don't want to tell you what to buy, but it's cool to be buying stuff like that on AliExpress because, you can check out what you're going to get, check out a lot of the reviews, and then, make your educated purchase. If you want to look at like NVIDIA graphics cards, 3060 Ti will probably go on a pretty good sale because we're on the next generation now. You can look for those here, but I also got some of those on AliExpress. If you are...
God damn it, get out of here.
Motherboards as well. If you're in the market for a motherboard, like I said, don't let me tell you what to buy. It's pretty safe to come over here as long as you type in the one you want. And then check out one that has a few sales and some reviews. That's another thing. Like this one here has some sales and reviews, 8 reviews. You scroll down and you read the reviews. See how it's packaged, all wrapped up well. If you're looking for a monitor, there's a brand called Kurui. There's a brand called Kurui, I think it is. And Kurui, now they make a lot of the monitors for Samsung and other brands like that. So they make some good stuff. And if you know what you're getting, just check for deals on these. But they generally have really good prices for what they are because they are the OEM manufacturer for a lot of the other brands that you know and love. If you're looking for just like decorative plants and stuff, then I also use AliExpress for that. I've got some of those things behind me right over there. See them hanging there? It's a little splash of green in the background. Why not? Now, there's 2 things I usually don't get on AliExpress just because not worth dealing with anything if anything goes wrong. I always get name brand power supplies. That's just, you got to get a good power supply that could set your whole entire computer on fire if you get a junk one. So, and I always get 80 plus. At least bronze. I'm trying to get a low cost one, but if I can find one that's not bronze, maybe gold or silver, whatever. Always get these from a reputable seller. Just that's a good thing. And then also your hard drives, of course. I generally look for deals, and the Samsung 990 is out, so the 980 is extremely fast, as is the 970. So look for deals on those as well if you're looking for an M.2. That's only, like I said, if you're looking for it. And last but not least, big purchases like NAS units. NAS units, you can get one that's like a year old or something. So let me give you a quick breakdown if you're looking for a NAS. I'll just give you as much education as I can while I'm here. So DS1821. This came out in 2021. And you can hook up to 18 drives. There's not 18 drive bays here, but you can get extensions and like add on an extra box. That's what that means. Like this one down here, this is DS723. So you can get an extra little empty box of 5, and this will be the brain, and just extend that functionality. DS423. This one, you can put 4 in there, came out in 2023. So this is going to be a budget model from this year. So I would look for like the older stuff, like the in 21. If they're trying to get rid of some of that inventory, you'll be able to get a great NAS at a good price. So that's my tip there. And ASUS Store, their locker store Gen 1 and Gen 2. If this goes on sale, these are a little bit faster than the Synologies, and I like them a lot too. So those are good ideas. Anyway, like I said, don't let me influence you on what to buy. Don't listen to any of this and think, oh, those are great things, great deals. Look around and see what you need. And I know I'm kind of like talking to you like your kids and all that, but we all get into the hype. I've done it too. You go there and you see like, oh my God, there's like 9 pages of things, and you scroll through and you're like, you get into this mindset. You're like, we're gonna get a deal. We're gonna get a deal, and you forget if you even need anything. And then you get stuff, and you're like, now I've got it. Whatever, they got you. Don't let them get you. Anyway, if you need peripherals, I'm gonna do a really annoying sale, and I say annoying because it's gonna annoy me to death. I haven't done it yet because I'm shooting this beforehand, but the Finnick products over here on Epic Pants, we're gonna do half price on everything. Half price on all the Finnick products. That's mouse pads. You see this mouse? 3310 sensor, 3360 sensor. They're both flawless. This one, in my opinion, this mouse is the same, but just black and white. This one feels a lot like an old IntelliMouse in my opinion. That's kind of why I like it. It fits my hand well. And then this one's just a nice right-handed mouse. Mouse pads, mouse desk mats, whatever. And also our waterproof membrane keyboard that I carefully selected to make sure the membranes were really nice and poppy, but also quiet. So yeah, all this stuff's going to be half price. Yes, we'll do. And the reason I say it's going to be annoying is because while you're watching this, I'm in Japan. And I'm not going to ship any of this stuff until I get back on December 1st. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get back, and all your orders, I'll process them all at once, and I'll take this giant pile of stuff over to the post office. They already love me over there. I'm always walking in there like, oh, you dropping off junk boxes all the time. Yep. So do that for me. Let's see how ridiculous we can make this. I mean, if you need this stuff, don't go out buying this stuff if you don't need it. I'm the worst marketing person ever. I'm like, hey, check out all this stuff. Don't buy it unless you need it. Think of a reason to need it. Because I want to have a giant load of stuff to take over to the post office and freak them out. It's always fun. Anyway, yeah, just go ahead, have fun with all the sales. Be smart. Hope this made some sense, and don't fall for the nonsense. Don't let them get you with just garbage. Make a list of what you want and save your tabs. One more tip, and we're done here. If you want a way to save all your tabs, you got all your tabs. Let's say this is all the stuff that you want. You're like, hey, I've got all this stuff that maybe I want to buy. And this is not my list. Like I said, this is just, I put this up here for examples. You need to download something called OneTab. It's an extension that works on both Firefox and Chromium-based browsers. When you download it and install it, you click it, puts everything into OneTab, and then you can share it as a URL. So this URL, you can just keep this and send this to yourself. And then whenever you want to check, we're in this like Black Friday sales coming up, well, you just put your OneTab in there and then open up the different links. If you can control click them to open them all separately. That's the easiest way to do it. I'm all out of tips. I'll see you in the comments. Have fun. Be safe out there. And if you go out in person, be sure to body slam somebody. It's the American way.